If you enjoy this production, please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Kindly watch the video to the end. Tell us the name of the knife found by Mike for a chance at our monthly surprise. If you want to hear more of this storylines, please tell us in the comments. Stay all the way to the end. Thanks for the view and enjoy the video. In the heart of a forgotten land lies a forest shrouded in perpetual twilight, where shadows dance and whispers of ancient magic linger in the air. This is where our tale begins, a place where the boundaries between reality and the supernatural blur. As the camera pans through the dense, mist-laden trees, a chilling breeze rustles the leaves, carrying with it the sound of distant, echoing laughter. Welcome to the eerie world of Mike versus the Spider Witch. Prepare yourself for a creepy showdown filled with suspense and unexpected twists. The stage is set, the players are in place, and the dark forest awakens to witness a confrontation like no other. If you enjoy this production, please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Kindly watch the video to the end. Tell us the name of the knife found by Mike for a chance at our monthly surprise. If you want to hear more of this storylines, please tell us in the comments. Stay all the way to the end. Thanks for the view and enjoy the video. Deep within a shadowy forest, where the moonlight barely pierced the thick canopy, the air was heavy with an ominous silence. The trees stood like ancient sentinels, their twisted branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. It was a place where few dared to tread, a realm of shadows and secrets. In the heart of this foreboding forest, the Black Witch seethed with a fury that matched the storm brewing above. Her cauldron bubbled with a noxious brew, a concoction of malice and dark intent. The steam rose in ghostly tendrils, whispering of curses yet to be cast. The tempest within her mirrored the storm clouds gathering in the sky. Lightning flashed, illuminating her face twisted with rage. The Spider Witch, once a crucial pawn in her wicked game, had dared to defy her, shattering the fragile alliance they once shared. The medallion, a source of immense power and the key to her dark ambitions, remained frustratingly out of reach, still in the possession of White Witch Wendy. Its glow was a constant reminder of the power she craved but could not yet wield. The Black Witch's gnarled fingers tightened around her staff, a conduit for her dark magic. Sparks of dark energy crackled around her, a testament to the fury that burned within. Her magic was potent, but without the medallion it was incomplete. Her voice, a low, guttural growl, echoed through the trees, a chilling promise of retribution. The Spider Witch's disobedience would not go unpunished. Her betrayal was a wound that festered, demanding swift and brutal revenge. Revenge, swift and brutal, was her only recourse. Failure was not an option. The Black Witch's mind was a labyrinth of schemes and plots, each more sinister than the last. She would stop at nothing to reclaim what was rightfully hers. The medallion was vital to the Black Witch's sinister plans. It was the linchpin in her grand design, the key to unleashing a wave of darkness upon the world. Without it, her ambitions would crumble into dust, her dreams of dominion slipping through her fingers like sand. Without the medallion, her ambitions would crumble into dust, much like the ancient ruins that dotted the forest. These ruins were a testament to the power she sought, a reminder of the empires that had risen and fallen before her. The Black Witch paced restlessly, her mind racing with possibilities and plans. She needed someone to deal with the Spider Witch, someone expendable yet effective. Her thoughts were a whirlwind of dark possibilities, each more dangerous than the last. Her gaze fell upon a small, trembling figure lurking in the shadows, Moccasin Mike. He was a man of dubious loyalties, a creature of the night who thrived in the darkness. He was perfect for the task at hand, a pawn in her game of shadows and deceit. The Spider Witch, a creature of both beauty and terror, was a legend whispered among the trees and shadows. Her presence was both feared and revered, a testament to her enigmatic allure. She resided in a web-laden cave, a sanctuary woven from the finest silks, where the air was thick with mystery and magic. Her silken threads shimmered with an unnatural luminescence, casting an ethereal glow that danced across the cave walls, creating a mesmerizing tapestry of light and shadow. She reveled in her independence, a fierce spirit refusing to be a puppet in the Black Witch's schemes. Her autonomy was her greatest treasure, a beacon of her defiance. The medallion, entrusted to White Witch Wendy, was safe under her watchful eye. It was a symbol of power and protection, a relic that held the balance of magic within its core. The Spider Witch knew the Black Witch coveted its power, her eyes always watching, her intentions as dark as the night. She would not be coerced into betraying her trust, her resolve as strong as the webs she spun, each thread a testament to her unwavering spirit. The Spider Witch cared little for the Black Witch's threats, her heart unyielding, her mind focused on the beauty she created. She considered herself an artist, her webs intricate masterpieces that told stories of old, each strand a note in her symphony of creation. She valued beauty and creativity above all else, even her own safety. Her art was her legacy, a testament to her vision and courage. Her 8 eyes, gleaming like jewels, observed the world with a detached curiosity, seeing beyond the surface into the very soul of the forest. She was a force of nature, untamed and unpredictable, a wild spirit that danced with the wind and sang with the stars. She was the Spider Witch, and she bowed to no one. Her defiance was her strength, her independence her crown, and in her heart she knew she was truly free. Moccasin Mike, a timid soul with a peculiar talent, was known far and wide for his unique and somewhat unsettling skill set. Despite his shy demeanor, he possessed an extraordinary ability that set him apart from others. He was the Black Witch's reluctant servant, bound to her by forces he could neither understand nor escape. The eerie forest was his home, a place where shadows danced and whispered secrets of old. His name, Moccasin Mike, was derived from his unusual companions, a writhing mass of water moccasins he carried in a sack. These snakes were not just his allies, but also his protectors, a living shield against the dangers lurking in the dark. His other weapon, a simple wooden flute, was his only source of comfort. This flute, carved with care and precision, was more than just an instrument. It was a lifeline, a beacon of hope in his otherwise bleak existence. Mike was more comfortable charming snakes than confronting witches. The serpents, with their smooth scales and hypnotic movements, were his friends, his confidants, in a world filled with uncertainty. He preferred the company of his slithering friends to the Black Witch's chilling presence. Her shadow loomed large, a constant reminder of the power she wielded over him. He was a gentle soul caught in a web of dark magic, ensnared by forces beyond his control. The forest, with its tangled branches and hidden dangers, was both his sanctuary and his prison. His flute, carved from a willow tree, produced melodies that soothed even the most venomous snakes. Each note was a whisper of peace, a promise of safety in a world that offered little of either. He was a master of his peculiar craft, a snake charmer extraordinaire. His music wove a spell of its own, a gentle enchantment that calmed the wildest of creatures. His music was his shield, his solace, and his only defense against the darkness that threatened to consume him. In those moments of melody, he found a fleeting sense of peace. The Black Witch's command filled him with dread. Her voice, cold and commanding, echoed in his mind, a constant reminder of the peril he faced. He knew the Spider Witch's power, the deadly beauty of her webs. Each strand was a trap, a silken snare that could ensnare the unwary. He was no warrior, merely a musician caught in a deadly game. Yet with each note he played, he hoped to find a way to break free from the chains that bound him, to find a path to freedom in a world ruled by shadows. Mike, armed with his flute and his sack of snakes, trudged towards the Spider Witch's lair. The forest grew darker, the trees twisting into grotesque shapes. Every rustle of leaves sent shivers down his spine. He clutched his flute tightly, his knuckles white. The eerie silence of the forest was broken only by the soft hiss of his moccasins. He was a reluctant hero, propelled by fear rather than courage. Shadows danced around him, playing tricks on his eyes. He imagined the Spider Witch's web, sticky and inescapable. He imagined her 8 eyes fixated on him, filled with malice. He stumbled over roots and rocks, his heart pounding in his chest. He wished he were anywhere else, anywhere but on this perilous journey. Yet he pressed on, driven by the Black Witch's ominous threat. Section 5. A creepy, comical confrontation. Mike arrived at the Spider Witch's cave, a gaping maw in the side of a cliff. Webs thick as ropes draped across the entrance, shimmering in the dim light. He took a deep breath, steeling himself for the confrontation. He stepped cautiously into the cave, his flute held before him like a shield. The air was thick with the scent of dust and decay. He could hear the soft clicking of the Spider Witch's legs. "Spider Witch!" he called out, his voice trembling slightly. "The Black Witch sends her regards and demands." He swallowed hard, his throat suddenly dry. Section 6. Mike's flute versus the Spider Witch's webs. The Spider Witch emerged from the shadows, her 8 eyes gleaming. She moved with a sinuous grace, her body a tapestry of black and silver. She regarded Mike with a mixture of amusement and contempt. "Moccasin, Mike!" she hissed, her voice like the rustling of dry leaves. "The Black Witch's errand boy! What brings you to my humble abode?" She spun a web, a silken thread catching the light. Mike, terrified but determined, raised his flute to his lips. He played a haunting melody, the notes echoing through the cave. The music seemed to momentarily mesmerize the Spider Witch. Section 7. The water moccasins join the fray. As the music reached its crescendo, Mike released his water moccasins. The snakes, agitated by the tense atmosphere, slithered towards the Spider Witch, their tongues flicking. They were Mike's last resort, his only hope. The Spider Witch, snapping out of her trance, unleashed a barrage of webs. The sticky strands ensnared some of the snakes, but others continued their advance, hissing menacingly. The cave became a battleground, a chaotic dance of snakes and webs. Mike, caught in the crossfire, cowered behind a rock, his flute forgotten. He was out of his depth, a pawn in a deadly game. Section 8. A hasty retreat and an unexpected twist. Seeing the battle turning against him, Mike grabbed his flute and made a hasty retreat. He scrambled out of the cave, leaving his remaining moccasins to their fate. He didn't look back, his heart pounding in his chest. As he fled, he heard a chilling laugh echoing from the cave. The Spider Witch had won this round. Mike had failed in his mission and the Black Witch would not be pleased. But as he ran, something unexpected happened. A small, glittering object fell from his pocket. The medallion. In the chaos of the battle, he had somehow managed to snatch it from the Spider Witch's lair. Section 9. The Black Witch's displeasure. Mike, breathless and trembling, returned to the Black Witch. He recounted his tale, his voice shaking with fear. He expected the Black Witch's wrath, her fury at his failure, but the Black Witch's reaction was not what he expected. She was less concerned with his failure and more intrigued by the medallion he now held in his hand. "The medallion," she whispered, her eyes gleaming with avarice. "You have it. How?" She snatched the medallion from Mike's hand, her fingers closing around it possessively. Section 10. The looming shadow of revenge. The Black Witch, now in possession of the medallion, turned her attention back to the Spider Witch. Her initial anger had been replaced by a cold, calculating fury. The Spider Witch's defiance would not go unpunished. The Black Witch's plans were now in motion. With the medallion's power, she could unleash her darkness upon the world. The Spider Witch was merely a temporary obstacle, a pawn in a much larger game. The forest grew silent, the air thick with anticipation. The battle between the Black Witch and the Spider Witch was far from over. It had just begun. The forest, though silent, is brimming with stories yet to unfold. As the Black Witch's shadow looms larger, the stakes grow higher. Pause. 2S. But remember, dear viewer, you are part of this journey. Your support is the light that guides our heroes through the darkness. If you've enjoyed this tale of magic, mystery and mayhem, please subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. Join us as we uncover the next chapter in this epic saga. Your presence makes all the difference.